Hello world, and welcome to episode 3 of CircuitTV. This time we are joined here by our special guest, Khang Nguyen.
Hi everyone.
Khang has been going to ASU, correct?
Yes.
ASU, and he actually joined us in our event that we did at ASU, where the robot arm we featured in our episode 2 of CircuitTV. He designed all the 3D printed components and really built that code that made that robot arm do what it does. So welcome, Khang.
Hi, how you doing? Hi guys.
How you doing today?
Good. I'm doing great. It's my honor to be here today. We're gonna start the show with the question of the week: is how to modify the motor servo 180 degrees motor servo to 360 degree. One of the most questions people ask is how to actually cut the pin on the main drive gear. And you see here the main drive gear we have here that I already take apart from the main servo. That little pin right there is what you need to cut. And when you cut that pin, you're already halfway done with the servo motor modification.
And where do they find it on this opened up servo?
Yes, sir. On this open up servo right here, this is where the main drive gear should be.
So it's that tallest one.
Yes, sir. And people usually ask me what do I do with all of that modification, or you just break a servo motor. What you do is you can actually convert it to 360 degree, and then you can actually use it as like a gearbox system when you have an external divided right here. So what this divided do is this auto balance, so that it's actually the robot arm just like the last one. The difference is when I actually have something heavy in the arm, it will actually auto balance the arm when I actually take it off, as you see there. I will do it again. When I install the water, which is at the weight to the robot arm will trying to fix it to the position that I set it to. And when I remove that weight, the robot will come back to that position. But to me, that's not good enough. It's the robot arm just stabilize itself to a level. So this is what I come up with to actually push the application to the next level. So I'm gonna remove the arm right here.
So right now this is kind of like a auto leveling device, basically.
Correct.
It keeps the water from tipping.
Yep. And then I don't want to just make a robot just gonna serve water with no tipping. So I'm gonna make something a little bit more dramatic, more application for a student that going to, for example, movie theater kind of application. So what I do right now, I actually install a Pixie camera onto a robot arm. There we go. And now we're gonna see something happen. And now you can see the robot arm actually tracking this object right here. I'm gonna pass this object to Cody, my friend right over here, so he can play with it. There we go. And you see this application, if you have a camera on top of this robot right now, it can actually follow the object that you actually want to record it at a very, very constant rate and very smooth action there. But I will not convince you if I only have a little small object like that. So therefore, I bring for my friend. There we go.
Oh wow!
Full robot suit right there.
This looks like a Gundam prototype.
Exactly, or Star Wars. Actually, I'm going for that. And the reason why the body is green, because then you can actually have any green screen that you can apply into it. And you can see you can actually do the shot like a robot flying to the sky, like Iron Man style. There you go. You can actually play if you want to. And that's actually all the application that you can have with all this 3D printed part. Inspiration is what I'm going for today. I hope that the idea of 3D printing is still new out there, and you can design anything that you wish you could have, and then you can actually make it happen. So therefore, I actually have a special event for the August on my website, Instructable website, that I'm gonna put up all this 3D file online for free that you can actually print it and wake up your inspiration again.
So you designed all of this, huh?
Yes, I did. I designed all of this stuff, so I have the copyright on all the files, so I can give it to you for free, so that you have no worry about it. And then you're allowed to do any modification, improve design as you wish. And the bonus at the end of the August, if I have more than 5,000 views on all my posts, I will actually put this guy online also, so that you can actually have him as a printout project also. About this robot though, it's really cool. It actually can stand on one leg. There you go. There we go.
Wow.
So it actually can
Here,
fit.
let's see if we could get this on the Raspberry Pi cam. Ooh.
There we go.
You let us know when we're in the frame. Just a little bit. Down. So you can see both feet. Right.
There you go. And then this fit actually in the air, and it stand one leg.
Now these, like, the back of these look almost like some kind of a piston even.
It is. It is a piston, so that when the robot, and it actually have almost spring system also in there.
You see, that's literally a 3D printed piston. If we're not living in the future right now, man, I don't know what is, because that's pretty cool. The fact that you can print a piston. I saw online another dude making a full motor out of 3D printed parts.
So if you're interested on making a movie, and this is the kit that you can have right here, you can have a camera that follow an object that you wanna, recording, and you have an object that ready for you to do green screen and all the digital application to it. So I will put all this file online, so follow me, and you can have any question, I will glad to answer.
What's the best place for them to follow you, Khang?
You can look for me at www.instructable.com, and you can look for my name in there. I happen the last robot project from Circle Specialist got to put feature on that website. I'm very proud. The manager of that website will contact me and request more article like that. However, I've been really busy to work on this project, so I haven't had time to write up for you. However, August is a really special month for me, so I decided to give back to the maker community. I will try to put all the assembly instruction online, which is take the most amount of time, how to assemble this part together, and how to actually coding and program it together, where you can get all the part and everything. Most of the part you can actually get them at CircuitSpecialist.com. They actually a very good source for you to get electronic component and repair part for your project in the future.
Servo Motors.
Yeah, definitely. Servo Motor here is actually one of the best dealer you can ever get for gear motor, and they have everything here that you can have. And with the modification that you can do with all this servo motor, you can have them either 180 degree or 360 degree as your application need. So there's no limit there. You can see, you can play with it and stuff.
So now you mentioned earlier that this Pixie camera, this is some crazy new technology, right?
Yes, the Pixie camera actually is a new Kickstarter from MIT. It's called Charm Lab. The lab created this camera with potential to follow any object with color and give back a very, very minimum value amount of information to the Arduino, which is a micro processor. The advantage is by symbolize this value, the Arduino can understand it and then you can apply it with a lot of complicated code for it in the future. For example, in this case, I just do a little tweak, and I can actually have a PID control for the arm totally, where it can actually follow the object and it's go left, right, and up and down. This MIT board provide you all that, and all you have to do is imagine what can you do with this. Okay, you can put it in something like this as a robot. So when you actually put it in something like this, you can actually have the rover tracking after a color that you actually assigned it to it before, and you're gonna chase around the object just like a real animal, I would say. And this is actually going to be in the August special also. This is the rover complete with a sonar system in the front, a light system for the solar panel, a color system for follow tracking, a Bluetooth board inside so that you don't have to plug it to your computer to program it anymore. They come with 2 batteries, one for the brain and one for the servo itself, so then the robot can last longer in a while. This project right here, require more advanced 3D printing because they actually have flexible 3D printing stuff in here, and this flexible material is kind of advanced material to 3D printing with. But if you don't have it, that's fine. You can actually still use the surface of the 3D printer itself. This one though, I would not recommend to use it outside, outdoor, more likely in the carpet area. This one you can actually use outside because it provides really good traction, and it don't go break over rock and stuff.
And what did you say the name of this material was with the rubber?
Oh, the name of the material is called Ninja Flex.
Ninja Flex?
Yes, it got Ninja. Yes,
Flex.
Exactly, Ninja Flex. It's really it's have the string that's called that way. There we go. And then, but then at the beginning of the August, I will actually start with this. It's actually called a Steampunk tripod for your iPhone 6. So what you can do with this is this Steampunk is actually can put your phone in there. You can adjust it with a screw behind it so that you can have your stable shot. You can actually rotate around to get a stable shot also. And then in addition, they will have a fan inside so that when you record in a long period of time, you do time lapse for your 3D printing or project, anything, the fan will actually cool down your phone as you're recording it. So you can record a long period of time. And this is going to be the first project I will do in August because it's more artistic and it requires a lot of 3D printing, but a lot of basic 3D printing, where the rover itself will require a lot of advanced 3D printing skill. So stay tuned and you will get all the files so that you can actually 3D print it done.
This thing is really cool.
Yeah, it's about to have a steampunk looking like, and it's have that artistic because lately when I read the article about some company they trying to print out a Pokédex for the Pokemon Go, which is a really big game. They bring into a big problem, and they saying that the 3D printed technology is dying off. Nobody doing it anymore, and I have to disagree with it. So that's why I come into the show today to let the community know that all you have to do is just dream about it and you can make it happen. A little bit leak about it for future project. This is the Pokédex that I going to 3D print it in the future. It combined with a fan so that when you play Pokemon Go and outside, don't get overheat and everything. They will come with a second part with an external barrier that you can close, just like the old Pokédex. Right now, for now, this design only fit for iPhone 6 Plus. It fit perfectly in here, but I can actually custom make to any phone just by the dimension of it. Because I can 3D print it anything and make it happen. So
even not iPhones.
Even not iPhone, correctly. Yeah, anything will fit in here. I can make it happen. I can print it in one day, and I can get everything done. So 3D printer technology is just the beginning. You need to design, you need to dream big so that you can make things bigger, to make it come to life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And another thing on that Pokemon Go, Another thing on the Pokemon Go is with Circuit Specialists, we're actually offering a special deal for Pokemon Go trainers. So if you have been working hard, leveling up, and if you are getting to a point where your Pokedex is getting complete, we'll actually give you $1 off for every level that you've attained so far.
Well, that's something great to me. I actually level 20, so hey, I got $20 off right there.
Man, I'm like just level 12, man. I got to level 12 in a couple weeks, and then I just kind of fell off playing it.
Is it true that when you play outside, especially in Arizona, the heat of the camera, of the heat provided from the phone, is actually make the quality game so much bad, because then you got free screen, you got that disconnecting, you cannot find your GPS. A lot of time I find that down because of the overheat of the system. You can use a fan like this to actually do it, or trying to play at night when it's actually not so hot outside. But to me, I actually make things so that I can overcome the problem that I have. With this design in mind, I tested out several times when I go playing outside. I actually see the phone battery lasts longer, because
even the phone battery lasts longer.
Yeah, because the battery don't have to work so hard to overcome the overheating problem now. and it's a very nice feature because I go home at night and I still have half my battery still online, and again, this is 3D printing. Everything is 3D printing, and the table is 3D printing because I believe that the technology help people make their dream come true, and it's important. It's very important, and it makes everything so much accessible. You know, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to actually have a tracking system where it can track and divide it where you want to put it.
So about what does MIT, that Kickstarter, what does that crazy board go for?
Oh, actually, it's only go for $60.
$60 for one of the most advanced tracking cameras.
Exactly. I don't think people know about this technology enough. People used to still use sonar system. They used to like my robot right here.
This uses sonar, right?
But the technology of the sonar system is so limited and so old. It's about like 15 years old, and this is so new and it's so powerful. The tracking system like this is only the surface of this board. What it can do. It can do so much more things: face recognition, voice recognition, and color, lightness, and distance recognition, angle, distance recognition. All that is just, I haven't even able to touch it yet. Because there's very deep knowledge that you can know there. And this actually very accessible. You can actually buy them online, and everything ready, program, coding, everything ready for you. If you want to have a tracking system ready for tomorrow, you can have it right away. And for the servo motor, you can follow my website if you want a closer look. I have a lot of picture taking during the process of modification for the servo motor. They actually also have the electronic modification part of it that I wasn't able to show today. But you can look at on my website to see all this detail on how to do it step by step. Because
what's your website?
Instructable.com, but then it's actually going to be under servo motor modification. You're going to see all my other projects I have there. And remember to look for the Steampunk tripod and then the rover, mini rover. That's what I call it, with a solar panel.
Nice.
Yeah, and then all the stuff, I will make sure that all the stuff will have the link to it so that you can actually buy all the parts that you need. I know that circuit specialists, they have a lot of this part ready, so you can actually go and, you know, if you play Pokemon Go, take advantage of that $20, because that $20 will be 4 servo motor. Think about it. Okay, my robot only needs 2, so you only can make 2 robot right there, right then. So that's a good thing about it. And at the end, if I get enough viewer and enough requests, I will put up the giant robot that I have too. Just to make sure that if you have any question, you can actually, you know, contact Cody right here on Circuit Specialist, or, you know, look for me at my instructor website.
Mm-hmm. You can always send us a message on Facebook. You can mention us on Twitter. You can also check out our blog. We've actually featured Khang's latest build, or the build that he did at ASU, on our blog. So definitely connect with us on social media. We're streaming this on Facebook right now. We're going to upload it to YouTube later. And then just one last question, Khang. Do all or most of your builds, are they controlled by Arduino?
Most of my build are controlled by Arduino because I require a lot of motor control, PWS control. However, when I actually use something for camera or voice, I would definitely recommend for the Raspberry Pi, where they can use it for processing picture better than the Arduino. But depending on what your project final goal is, you're gonna have to kind of figure out which one is better for your project at the end. I would think that's really good question, because a lot of people ask me that question too. If you're actually trying to build a robot that requires a lot of servo motor, then you will need to use the Arduino.
Vicky Robles wants to see the big robot again.
Oh. The green robot?
The big green robot.
There you go. This one's for you, Vicky.
There you go, Vicky. And it's actually, this robot got tracking also, so you can actually make it like flying like Iron Man, and then the camera will follow it.
Let's see if we can get a close-up on these legs. These legs are really impressive. So do you want to walk through some of these, like the machines in the legs? Because it looks like you got a couple. I mean, I see a piston and a spring.
Yeah, so the leg right here is actually lift up, so it's actually free right here. The leg here design, I actually work on the design with my professor at MCC. It's very complex design. Trigonometry go into this leg. For example, for instance, the leg actually able to tilt it side by side, and it's able to have the spring also, so that when you hook it up with an Arduino, you're actually gonna see the two servo motor right here. They will actually control the balance of the robot. So I actually, instead of every single joint here, I have to have a motor like the original humanoid robot would look like, which is like 6 servo motor in the leg itself. I trying to simplify that to only one servo motor each leg so that you can control the ultimate balance of itself. There we go.
Good stuff. Do we have any other questions out there in Facebook land?
I don't know. Make sure the robot can actually stand on one leg.
That's crazy. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, this design, I go talk to my professor, got professional experience from engineering, and he think this design is breaking through because you can simplify a real physical object in real life, just like a math equation, when you can simplify things. And then that proving that if you have a design and you actually understand the geometric behind it, you can actually do some math work with it so that you can simplify your design to the point that it uses less servo motor to control over all design.
So that's the idea here, is basically to do the same function with less servo motors.
Exactly, which is more passive way. We both, me and my professor both agree that when you design a system that you have a passive gateway, there will always be a benefit for it. For example, a passive gateway is, right now this robot have no control over it, they have no power, no nothing. But the passive about this leg design is it still can balance. And that's a passive right there that I'm trying to go for.
Without the servo's intervention.
Exactly. So imagine with the servo now in the control, then the servo will do so much less work to balance, because then now it's the design itself balance itself.
More efficient.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Cool.
Yeah, because in the future my goal was have a gyro sensor inside the robot, so that when it it tilts to a certain degree, it will actually do something with the motor to conserve the tilted angle, so that it can balance itself like this case. And you can only.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I have more projects on the way. I just don't have time and the material to 3D printing everything that I have in mind. So if you have any project out there, let me know. I will willing to actually 3D printing it, and just make some application for it. If you don't think that they don't have application, trust me, everything you do, they will have an application for it in real life work. Somebody will need it for their project, for their stuff. Like the guy that make the Pixie camera, he's hoping that people will actually come up with better idea for his camera, a better application for his camera. And that's the reason why the camera, it wasn't really success, because not a lot of people actually know about the camera being around for a while, because people don't know what application you can do. But imagine movie that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to buy a drone to film that stable shot, or you don't have to spend that thousands of dollars to set up a movie screen when you have the camera roll from one side to the other. You have everything here compact and ready for you. So it's out there, and all you have to do is just really look into it and asking questions. I asked so much question when I started this whole robotic hobby. One of my favorite forum to go to, I would say robotshop.com. You can find a lot of experienced builder there. They will love to answer the question that you have, and they will love to answer the crazy idea that you have also. If you go on that website, you might find one of my crazy ideas that in the past I have is the rover with leg. So this robot that have wheel, but then instead of the wheel actually stationed in the robot platform itself, the wheel actually on the leg, and this leg can actually moving and walking like a walking robot, but it have wheels so that it can actually rolling also. The idea was crazy. I built a prototype, a lot of problem, and then so I give up with the design. However, people would really support it. They were really interested in it, and they will check me in every day. And that's kind of like the first time when I realized that some of your build can become very, very popular, and people can pay serious interest about that build that you have, and then you can, make money on your hobby. That's what I hope.
So where do you see the future of robotics going?
To be honest, the future of robotics is taking a lot of human job away. For example, why would you need a host anymore when you can actually have a person come in and have the robot greeting them, follow them movement everywhere, and give the information to the data without a person doing it, without any error. And that's what is important here. When the robot, they can actually do a job very efficiently without any problem, I would say. And you don't have to actually hiring a lot of people for it anymore. All you have to do is just hiring the engineer to do the maintenance for the robot. So the robot will be a way to go for the future business, in even small business or big business. They will have job for robot, and that's why it's good to know that you could fix it and you can create things now. So then when that future coming, you're ready for it. When people ask you to make something, you already have the design ready.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Khang, I just want to say thank you from myself and everyone here at Circuit Specialist. Always a pleasure having you involved in the projects like this. The amount of knowledge that you bring is really inspiring, honestly. I mean, myself, I don't know very much about robotics and stuff like that. I'm definitely not the most well-versed person here in electronics. There's definitely our sales support team. They know their stuff. But
how long did it take to make the robot, the big one?
For the big robot, it take me a while. First, for the big green piece right here, it took 26 hours to print.
26 total?
No, just for the green piece.
Just for the green piece?
Just
Yeah.
for printing time?
Yeah, for each leg individually, I work around 2 weeks of it to actually have the geometry, have a distance, have the mat figured out, and have the spring installed into it. And the leg, the feet itself is very complicated. It have like 3 different joints in there. They move in 3 different directions, and they have 3 different jobs for itself. So the robot itself, I was saying, to have the whole thing 3D printed and assemble it together, you will need at least a week or two, because I'm gonna give you all the file. So all you have to do is just print it and get it ready and assemble it together. But then at the end, you're gonna have a piece to show people,
Yeah,
a nice piece to show people. Yeah. Thank you for the question, though. Some people, they don't really understand how long 3D printer could get, but some people understand that, and they think that's just a bad thing because you took hours to print something like that. But I want to tell you, it's all about planning at the end. If you have a lot of things you have to print, you can start printing the big one, and then you can start printing the small one, or design more things while you're waiting for it to printing. So it's actually not a bad thing for it to print such a long time, because it gives you the time to design the next part that you need in your project, which is very neat. Because this robot right here, you can see they have 2 giant holes on the side. That's supposed for the arm in the future. They have 2 holes in the front. That's supposed for the cover in the front, because in the future, this robot will have a camera like this. And this robot can tracking any object and follow it, just like the rover. So that's a future robot right there. They will become your personal follower. They will become your personal server. That's what I want, right? I mean,
please just carry this for me.
right? That's the final goal. Or watching your kid at home. When you're not there, give the kid an actual feeling that something actually watching over them. Give them that care feeling instead of just a camera staring at them and they don't actually know that do you really watching them or not. This one, you can actually tell them that you're actually watching. Or the camera is still watching them whenever they go.
I bet my parents wish they had a robot that would keep tabs on me when I was a kid.
For Cody, I bet he's sneaky. But yeah, application is out there, and it's only the limit of your mind that can actually put a top on it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So put any suggestion of any crazy idea you have. I will tell you that idea is crazy enough for me to do it. Because I only do a crazy idea. I don't like to do a normal idea because people out there already do it enough. I will pull on any crazy idea you have. I will make sure I work out a problem, even have to talk to all my professors to work out all the math problem, engineering problems have. But if your crazy idea is a success, we both share that frame. We both share the success because I say the idea from you, but I make it happen. But still, I need you to give me the idea. Because I can't run out of crazy idea. I can't. But yeah, more people, more idea. That's all I thought so. So yeah, just contact me either to Facebook or my website. I will gladly to answer it. I have more projects on the website, like the spider robot that I brought one time.
That thing was awesome.
Yeah, that thing was fun, and a camera robot and a lot of things for your like your house stuff that I print out that you can actually fix your house, for instance. So hit me up.
All right. Well, thanks again, Khang. I think that we're gonna wrap it up here for this day, unless we have any other questions on Facebook. No. Good. Everybody on Facebook land fully satisfied with the questions.
Cody is the best.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much, Khang.
Oh,
it's been a pleasure. And we
Thanks.
hope to have you back here for another episode of Circuit TV. So make sure you follow us on Facebook so you can get that update. We'll see you all later.